Okay.
This is for the audio. Great.
Honest part 1 came a day before we were stepping into the recording studio to record the rest of our songs for this EP. We were sitting in a room and we were praying over our project and just asking the Lord if there was any like missing pieces or missing songs for the project. And I just saw a picture of Kalani over the piano that was in that room, and I saw the Lord just grieved, and specifically Kalani's voice was what was missing, and his words needed to be on this project, and there needed a place for something that was in him that I didn't really know.
Yeah, Kalani was playing his progression, and me and Shay were just sitting in the room and just weeping because he was playing this progression, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And I was getting like these pictures of him like walking with the Lord, and I just felt, we both felt like there was something missing from the project that Kalani hadn't contributed yet, and really felt like there was something urgent and that it had to come out. Yeah. So we literally, that's when we left the room. We were like, you are going to sit in here.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Well,
at
also,
the piano.
The progression, I just remembered, that was a progression you played prior.
We were sitting on it for like a couple months.
Yeah, because we were in the studio, and it was way before we were recording, and we were just, I don't know what we were doing.
We were doing scratch tracks.
Scratch tracks in the beginning of everything, so we weren't recording yet. We hadn't even had songs. And then I remember when we were sitting on the couch, and we were really feeling like the Lord had something more, like that progression came to my head. And that's when I was like, saw this picture of you plus that progression. So then, left him in the room.
Locked him in the room.
We said, we'll be back in 2 hours. Here's some dinner.
Don't let you cook.
I remember sitting there and I was playing the progression, and I think it hadn't even been like 5 minutes after you guys left, but I just started like singing, and the first words that in the first melody that came out of my mouth are exactly like what the first half of the song ended up being. And I was like, holy crap, what the frick? Am I allowed to say that? Can I say that right now? Like, I don't know, that's like initially what I felt when those words just came out. But I feel like the Lord like was really intentional in meeting me in that space and being like, no, this is what it looks like to bare your heart before me, and this is what it looks like to be honest in its fullest capacity. And like, I don't want to meet with a cleaned up version of you. I want to meet you where you're at, and I want your heart. Like, I'm after your heart more than a presentation that you can give to me, you know? And so that in and of itself was like a whole other process of like walking through, of being like, okay, people are gonna listen to this song. Is me writing this song just putting words into other people's mouths that are just gonna bring them to that space, or is it creating space for emotions and like a full expression of the heart to really exist? And I feel like that was like I feel like we all kind of walked through that process of like understanding the Lord's heart for vulnerability. It addresses all of the doubt, all the fear, all the insecurity, yes, but then we get to the end and it's like addressing this question to the Lord, but it's an open-ended question, and it leaves space for a response. And I think that's also what the Lord desires from us, is that when we have these fears and these insecurities and these doubts, that we bring him the questions, but linger long enough for him to respond.
Then he showed us what he had, and we were wrecked.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, that's exactly what we needed to complete the EP. It was definitely the missing piece.
Yeah. That's honest one.
That's honest one.
Honest part 1. Good job. That